Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kingdom Hearts: The Interstitial War. I am your host and your GM, your master of masters for this game, at Nobleman Nick, also known as Nick Francia, and we are here with an amazing episode tonight. Hopefully, an episode you will all enjoy. Episode 9, The Lost Princess. Before we begin, I want to thank everyone for that has watched up until this point so far. It's been quite a saga, and we are a handful of episodes away from the end of the season. It is coming soon, within next month or so, definitely for sure. So everyone gear up. Hopefully we'll get a season 2, but I guess that's up to the big man, Wesley Franks. Carrion Comfort Studios, but I think we've been doing quite well. If we are coming out with a new shirt soon based on the votes that everyone put in. It is a Ben Solo focus shirt, so we are excited for it. We have designs being made right now, so look forward to that most likely in the next coming weeks. Other than that, yeah, that's all the news from Carrion Comfort, I think, for the time being. Unless, let's check my my Carrion Comfort movie. I'll make sure. Nope, there's nothing coming through saying that I've missed anything. So let's quickly introduce our team and we'll get started. You know who you are. Introduce yourselves.
Hey everyone, I'm Aid. You can check me out on Twitter at my handle down below. And I'll do all my plugs later. Oh, and I play Sarah.
Hi, I'm Lucian. My Twitter tag's down below, and I play Ben Solo.
Hey everybody, I'm Zeke. I play Alpha the Chocobo, and I will plug all my stuff at the end.
Hey, I'm Leslie, and I play San and Moro. You can find me at my Twitter handle below, and otherwise we're ready to go.
All right, the last time, to quickly recap, we had just finished the Spirited Away world. It was a tough fight against a god and 2 seekers. It was a 3v, whatever, how many allies you had, and there was some hardships that happened. Specifically, as we kind of cut and we start in the gummy ship, kind of heading after that mysterious transmission that you had with Zach and Cody. You're heading towards the next world. Ben, you're still pretty like, your armor has like transformed back into what it was, but you notice that your eye feels weird. The eye that was specifically damaged heavily by Hela.
Yeah. He's definitely still kind of grasping at it because he is also quite injured, so he's a little like grasping his like eye and also vaguely grasping his body, and also probably just being vaguely upset about the fact that he doesn't have his lightsaber anymore.
Yes, and you are being sent a replacement weapon. Is that what they...
Yes.
You're not sure what that entitled.
Nope.
As you're kind of heading through and heading to the next world, you see or you hear a noise beside you from outside the gummy window. It seems to be... Is something flying towards you?
I don't know, is it? Sarah looks out the window.
If you look at the window, you see this large metal object. Not as large as the ship, something heading towards you. And you can see spray painted on the side it looks like a cartoonish face of Zack going like... and loudspeakers are playing like heavy metal music off of it as it hurtles towards you.
Is that a delivery?
Hi, can we hail the ship?
As you begin to hail the ship, it's not a ship. It's like basically a projectile by phone. You just get the scrambled message: "Open the hatch, open the hatch, and prepare to catch. Prepare to catch."
We open the hatch.
But do you prepare to catch?
Or do you
I
prepare to-
prepared to catch.
You want to know? Go ahead and I'm not gonna make you roll for that. You tilt the gummy
I'll
ship
roll
to-
for it. Make me
No,
roll for it.
it's you're good for now. I'll torture you later. As it is my favorite thing to do on the show. Joking, kidding, of course. As you kind of tilt the thing to the side, leaving Alpha the one to catch it, as the metal object comes hurtling at you, Alpha. Do you catch it with your feathers, or are you attempting to use magic to catch it? What are you gonna do?
No, Alpha's just gonna catch it.
Okay. Alpha catches it. It slams Alpha into the side of the gummy ship, cartoonishly flattening him. Like you guys like rush over and you get them like the big like the container out, which it's almost like the size of a guitar case, almost like that kind of length. And you see like Alpha's like kind of like a pancake. He's got that cartoon physics going on, which you don't think would happen with any of you. You think that's Alpha's secret power that all along that he's probably been hiding from you.
Cartoon physics.
This is cartoon.
Are you okay, Alpha?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Kupo.
Just surprised.
And then Alpha, you bounce back into full color, or not full color, full like body. Yeah, you were also, you look into this container and it's spray paint on the side. You see Zach's face and it says for Ben, but instead of like the word for, it's the number 4. Crudely drawn on there.
Ben, it's a delivery for you.
Nice. I'm so excited about it. Yeah, he definitely looks not very excited about it because he doesn't look so hot, but he's going to go open it. What's inside?
Yeah, and so when you look at it, it kind of looks to be almost like the framework of a keyblade. It looks much more like a keyblade like that you would expect. It has like almost like it's junkered, I'll say that. Like it has bits of metal like bolted together to make the frame. Looks like out of scraps. But the hilt of it resembles kind of like X's of an X-Wing fighter.
Oh, neat.
You notice?
Okay. Yeah. I think that's neat.
Yeah, and it's been like painted on like kind of roughly. It jolts out and it seems to be like you see the kind of the hilt part of the keyblade is made of metal, and then there's on the edge there's 2 like little kind of like holes where you assume energy would come out, like if you were using a lightsaber.
Neat. Is there a button on it?
There is a button.
I'm gonna click the button.
And then you hear a whoop as the case starts to play a message. Yeah, I know this is Zach's Zach's present technically in this case, but I said that I would get the message, so that's what I'm gonna do. He like looks like he's like reading an index card. Oh, hey everyone, it's Cody. If you don't remember me, I'm sure, but whatever, it's cool, whatever. So yeah, this is our prototype for Ben's new keyblade, hastily put together, if I might add. You hear off screen. Stop! I said I was doing the video, right? I said I was doing it. Okay, so it doesn't quite work. We don't have high bar crystals that Ben Solo's original weapon was made out of. So really, this is just a framework until you can maybe find some and like maybe supercharge it. I don't know, but this should deal good for a weapon for you. It's metal. It's still got the property of a keyblade. Well, maybe not all the extra fun stuff. Also, it looks like a colossal piece of shit. And he just gets something get thrown off screen. Stop! I said I was doing the video. I said it. Now, what? Okay, guys. Yeah. So yeah, Ben, use that for now. We'll try to fix it later. That's the best we could do in a week episode wait time. Sorry.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's a message, so he can't really respond to it, right?
No, you can't.
So
And don't even respond. Don't even respond messaging it.
I guess he's gonna pick it up and realize that it doesn't shrink because
Nope.
it's not like a lightsaber. And he's going to immediately, like, kind of still try to hook it on the side, and then when he starts walking, immediately start
Well,
knocking into things.
It does, but then if it does eventually like fade away, like it does in like the starlight, like your weapons do now. So
Okay.
you can you know, it's not like unruly.
Nice. Well, I want to knock one thing over like a cat, and then he'll let it go away.
So yeah, that's great. If you see Doctor Strange, tell him we're worried sick about him. Zach hasn't slept in weeks. Don't tell him that, dude. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. Enjoy. I don't know. This is getting weird. We're getting read. Oh, also we're getting some weird read the next word.
It's not a message.
Strange readings. It's still a message, I swear. Because if I'm okay, time seems to be diluting, so to speak. I don't know. Just be careful on that next one. Okay, that's the end of the message. I hope I left enough space for you to gasp, retort, and say, we'll be fine. This is just a message. You can't respond to me. But if you ever want to call me, you have me on the communicator. You know I'm there. I'm always just kind of sitting there, waiting for someone. Oh, Ben's out. Oh no, he's back in. That's good to go. Alright, yeah, I'll talk to you. Zas, Cody, stop. Okay, bye guys. Yeah, and that's where we're left off.
So I think Sarah's going to after Ben had already like tested out his weapon, she'll go, well, at least it's better than nothing, right?
Better than nothing, right?
It's not better than nothing. I was muted. Sorry. My camera decided to freak out. So I had to fix it. But no, it is better than nothing. I'm not upset by this, though. Where in all of these worlds am I going to find a kyber crystal?
Are they rare?
Rare is an interesting word to use, more like it was a hoarded resource. But they're only found in certain places, and you have to look for them specifically to call to you. Unless I find another lightsaber and make that kyber crystal my kyber crystal.
Well,
but this will work for now. If that other world is in, you know, an emergency, I would rather worry about that than this. I can hit Heartless with this just fine. It is a... Maybe detaching myself from my lightsaber will be good for me.
You say as you look at your normal, like, Jedi robes.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll do what we can to find a crystal. Or another light sword. Lightsaber? Lightsaber.
Beam katana.
Beam katana.
Yes, Alpha.
Sarah? Can you heal Ben?
Yes, that's actually something out of character I was gonna say that I would like to do before we got to the next world with then Nick had things happen, so I never said it.
I thought he said for a second, can you heal men? And I was like, what? Why wouldn't she be able to?
I can heal everyone.
She just chooses not to.
Son and Moro would also appreciate a heal.
How harmed are y'all?
Gotta.
I'll say because you can like literally just keep.
I love how like every world we go to.
You could just heal them. I'll let you do that for the next
okay,
roll.
cool. Can I heal myself too?
Yeah, sure. Because you can literally just be like, I
every
cast
world
magic.
we go to so far, either Alpha takes, either Alpha takes no damage or Alpha dies. Nothing in
There
between.
is no in between.
You didn't die last game, and you took damage, didn't you?
Nope.
What? I'm sure a jet hit you in the face. What? All right, I'll remedy that this session then.
No, Sarah got rocked.
Yeah, I tried to rock everyone. That's why the game was called Ragnarok the House. Ragnarok and Roll.
I may have, and I may have just already cleared it off of my sheet, but
Yeah,
my experience mark was still on my sheet, so...
Sarah's doing pretty well healing everyone. Okay, so as you kind of heal and kind of get to the new section, get to the kind of new quadrant, and you're kind of going through the infinite space, you do start to see this almost like this strange. You start to hear a song get closer to the next world. This world seems to be blanketed in buildings and snow, but there's also on one area of it fire, green swirling energy. It's strange, and as you kind of get close enough to it, you almost pass through a ripple space that shimmers around you. Begin to feel. I'll begin to hear. It's a calming tune, but still an ominous one. You're not sure where it's coming from. Sarah. How does this make you feel?
So I think that the just the melody is a little. I mean, it's like you said, it's comforting and calming almost because it's the tone of it is familiar. It's not literally familiar. She doesn't necessarily recognize it, but I think it reminds her of her childhood a little bit, which was not entirely easy, but she's got a lot of good memories. But then it's also just got that like little ominous feeling to it. Especially it's like where does this tune seem to be coming from? Like just everywhere, or like
Yeah, this song seems to be coming everywhere.
yeah, because that's just also just a little alarming in it of itself. So I think she kind of looks around to see if she can find a source, whether it's inside the gummy ship or outside the gummy ship.
And as you kind of start to peer into it, you feel a haze start to kind of fold your head, and you start to feel the eyes in your skull start to roll to the back as light blinds you. And it blinds everyone. Sarah is inflicted with a vision by the goddess. Or is it merely vision past? You're not sure. As you're pulled in, vision, all for a new world. And kind of cut as the music box ends and everyone finds themselves suddenly waking up. Not in the ship, but standing in a regal room, a ballroom. Something that most of you haven't really ever seen, except maybe Sarah, would be the only one who's probably seen a ballroom in her lifetime. And it's a party. It is a beautiful party. And there's just people, walking around, and they're, it's everyone's dressed up like it's not like what you would say a modern day party. It's like an old fashioned. Everyone's in long dresses and like suits and like coronation gear, and there's in the ballroom people are dancing, and up top the large kind of like dais is like almost like a throne room, like a throne area, where this family is sitting on the throne. Seems to be 3 of them, multitude of little. The music is coming in violins. It's honestly it's beautiful and it's festive, and it's quite enjoyable. And the music almost makes you start to sway. And you look down and you're not in your normal clothes. You are dressed in fancy gear and fancy regal. Ben, you have one of those like with the shoulder, like the shoulder kind of guards and stuff like that. You have like a stash around your coming down from your shoulder down to your waist. Almost like a knight's uniform, like if you like a more fantasy version of that. No armor, obviously, and just like the tassels and stuff like that. And your hair is slicked back and nicely, not perhaps even because if the Kylo's hair is long enough, perhaps even in a bun. And yeah, and you feel nice. And we go to Sarah, and Sarah, you are in this long, beautiful dress that almost kind of reminds you of when you got married to the love of your life now. But it's not white, as enough to take away the occasion of the day. In fact, it has a blue shade to it, possibly to match the blue eyes of the kind of royal family sitting at the top. San and Moro. We see San kind of in the same like a dress, which is honestly not usually your forte, but as someone who's been called a princess once or twice in her life, San rocks it fairly well. This it's like a little shorter and more of like a party easygoing dress, not as like bountiful as Sarah's, but still like shades of blue and a little bit of green. Moro's not really wearing anything like super fancy, but you do see that Moro's hair has been combed, and like there's not a single mat or hair out of place, and her teeth are shiny and pearly whites. And we go to Alpha, and Alpha, you are in one of those little like tuxedos with the coattails that literally covers your tail, coat of your tail. And you know what? Probably even a little bit of a little like top hat too. You're at this party.
So Sarah's going to look at the others and say, remember what we were told. We have to do our best to blend in. She kind of like, it's almost a pointed statement as she like looks at like San and Moro and then Alpha, because I assume if I look over the party, I guess I don't really know much about this movie, but out of character.
Yeah,
but,
it's
like
weird.
if I
No
look
one...
at the party, it's just all like normal human people.
Yeah, and it's funny because no
Okay.
one seems to be reacting to Moro or Alpha at all. Like in terms of like not being surprised.
Like, oh
yeah.
shit.
There's a chicken and a wolf here. Like, no.
Okay. Either way, Sarah still says those things.
Is the ship going to be okay? What do you know what's happening to the ship right now? Like I didn't even land it. But no, we have bigger things to worry about. He will then interject.
Do we have like I guess I don't remember the communicators. Are they like physical things that we have with us generally?
Yeah,
Or are they
generally.
okay, do we have them with us now?
No, most of the tech and equipment seems to be gone off you.
Is Mog still here?
Yeah, Mog's here. Mog's
Okay,
is a tuxedo Mog.
Okay, perfect.
Ooh.
Then yeah, Sarah's gonna be like, I don't know what happened to the gummy ship. Well,
You see
I'm sure
a
it's fine.
waiter stop you, Ben, and go, "My lord," or no, I wouldn't say my lord, or "Sir, would you like some refreshments?" And he has like the plate of like drinks. It, like seems to be like wine. Like another servant has like plates of food and hors d'oeuvres.
He's going to say, "Yes, I would," and he is going to look like he's about to like grab like almost too violently, something you wouldn't do, until he gets over there and he's like, "Oh, there's a lot of glasses on this plate. I gotta," and then he just takes it very gently and takes it off. "Thank you."
It seems to be this dark reddish type liquid. Smells fruity but bitter. I don't think Star Wars has wine in it. That's why.
He's gonna take a sip. He's probably got something like wine in it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like a booze.
I don't know how Bensel would react to alcohol, so if you would
He
like
probably furrows his brow a little bit because he probably was not expecting it to be some form of alcohol, and just holds it out a little like, we probably shouldn't actually have drinking anything from here. We don't know what's going to happen, but blending in.
Another one goes to Alpha and he's like, for the young one, he's like hors d'oeuvres and like offers, and there's these like large shrimp that have been like, you know, the raw shrimp, the cocktail sauce, as well as little like bite size. Do you take some? You take a lot, Alpha.
Absolutely. Do you think I was gonna turn down food?
You say Ben's like, we probably shouldn't eat anything here, and as he turns around, and Alpha's just scarfing down cocktail
You know,
shrimp.
It'll be fine, I'm sure.
The one thing that hasn't changed, though, Ben, is your eye, which seems almost hazy with residue of power that has been left scarring it.
It's
someone
fine.
actually, and then a gentleman, well dressed, like as well dressed as Ben, comes up to Sarah and goes, "My lady, may I have this dance?"
I think she looks a little taken aback for a moment, and she looks over to her friends. And she looks a little panicked, and then she like turns back to the gentleman, and she says, "Just give me 1 moment, please. Thank you." And she like turns to them and like leans in and whispers, like, "All right, let's try to find out what the turning point is of this place. All right, just be careful. Don't spread out too much. Blend in."
You say as you look over, and Mog is
And
like,
Alpha's gonna look.
Mog's like already like knee deep in some wine, like chugging this thing with hands.
Oh no, Mog, what are you doing?
Kupo!
And Alpha's gonna just look up at her with like the tail of a shrimp hanging out of his beak and give her a big thumbs up.
Great. And then she'll turn back to the gentleman and do probably like a nice little like curtsy and like take his hand and go dance, I suppose.
And Sarah begins to dance, and Sarah, you're a pretty good dancer, actually. You've ballroom danced before, you know. This guy doesn't look like Snow. I mean, it's not that coincident, but he's got the same height and stature, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean it's fine.
And he dances pretty well, and it kind of like it feels nice, you know, to get kind of involved in that and just kind of enjoy yourself for even a song or two. And as this is going on, we definitely see, like, just to name like a few things, we definitely see like kids sneaking up and like one of them grabbing a feather off of Alpha and like if they can and like plucking it, and it stings for just a second. Alpha probably causes you to jump a little bit, and the two children, a young boy and a small redheaded girl, long hair, kind of look at you and they giggle and smile and they run off.
When they pull the feather, Alpha's gonna let out a large work.
You like jump like 5 feet into the okay, and then even like the dancing begins to kind of set in. Everyone's kind of having like a good time. You know, Moro probably just has a place to like relax and rest to the music. Even San gets asked to have a dance if she would so want to.
I guess since Sarah told them specifically to blend in, she would accept the dance, but I imagine she's not a good dancer.
No, not at all.
So I imagine the dance does not last long.
We have this really cool like juxtaposition of like Sarah kind of gracefully swinging across the ballroom. While not all eyes are on her, a good amount are, because, you know, and Sarah's looking all regal, and then San's like stepping on this poor guy's feet. And Moro's probably having a great time watching it. And like the kids are chasing Alpha, and Ben's just... Ben, what are you doing? Are you asking someone to dance, or are you just drinking wine?
I think he's... Because they didn't want to split up too far, I think he is walking and mingling through the outside of... around the outside of the actual dance floor, so he's listening to people talk. He's accepting things off of plates, even if it means he like puts down it right after, because he's just like, this is the third glass of whatever this alcohol juice is.
It tastes better the more you drink it. It must be good.
Of course it does, right? Like, have a minute to put it down like a few minutes later. So he's just trying to learn and understand what's going on. I don't think he asks anybody to dance unless he sees somebody particularly interesting that it might be beneficial for him to like talk to. He doesn't want to be caught unawares as he drinks more wine.
Yeah.
You know? Because you'll not get caught more unawares the more wine you drink.
More wine, Ben's. And we kind of divulge into the party. And yeah, for the longest time, it feels nice. It's kind of the first time you've gotten to relax. Well, I guess you relax at the bathhouse as well. But that was not with us. You didn't know. So I guess it's fine. It's at this point that you hear all of a sudden the breaking of windows.
Like in this room or in a different room?
Or different room, and you hear people like screaming and being like, creatures! Someone said, creatures have broken into the castle!
I think as soon as we would hear that, I think San and Mora would both like turn to look at, you know, the rest of her companions, just to make sure that they would follow along before she goes to check out what's going on.
Ben's doing this like awkward walk across the ballroom floor to go in the right direction. That like, excuse me, pardon me.
Yeah, and then I think
Sarah,
go ahead.
She tries as best as she can to like politely excuse herself from this man that she's dancing with to like hurry toward the danger.
And as you...
Alpha's gonna try to lose the kids.
You try to lose the kids? Okay, cool.
I mean, Alpha doesn't want them to follow him into danger.
Yeah, the kids kind of run to their families and stuff like that, and separate off. And you see kind of swirling in the middle of a room, this dark fountain springing up as Heartless begin to explode outward of it. And from it, we'll cut to the chase, because this person likes to make a grand entrance. You see a figure in a familiar coat rising out of the fountain. You thought I would merely stand behind the scenes, didn't you? Well, you're nothing but idiots, all four of you. I don't need any other partners here. I can crush you with my bare hands.
Do we recognize this voice? Person?
Not yet. And
Okay.
You see kind of floating. This is a short organization, seeker. Not organization. This is a short seeker.
Organization who?
This is a really short. He's like the size of Alpha, or they're like the size of Alpha.
Who are you?
Who am I? Also, they're not shaped like a normal person.
What are they shaped like?
They're shaped like a shape.
That's not descriptive.
And particularly a triangle. As the cloak falls off, and you see this person, the arm of this person, this very skinny, like black clothed arm, snap, and the hat off of Alpha rises up and flies over to this person, where as the cloak's coming up, they put it on their head, just floating, as you see this golden, like, pyramid with a single eye in the middle of it and little scrawny limbs. Do you not know who I am? I'm the great Bill Cipher, one of the more powerful members of the Seekers of Darkness, also known as the Vanguard Unit. You see, just to explain, and I actually don't mind monologuing, let's say, I see the confused looks on your face. Let's go on with a little bit of a diagram, shall we? And as he snaps his fingers, you see like light begin in air and kind of writing out. So everyone you fought this far, can you name every Seeker you fought this far?
Do we have all the names out of them at a game? I don't know if we know every single one.
You don't know every Seeker, but you know the ones you fought so far. So he's asking you who you fought so far.
Envy,
Trash.
Venom,
Trash.
Facilier,
Very weak.
Syndrome?
Weaker.
Jet.
Kind of a dick.
Yeah, kind of a dick is the right one there. Is that all of them? Are we missing one? Hella wasn't a
We saw that
seeker.
one, right? Out of character. We saw Shigo, but we didn't really fight.
Yeah,
her.
you didn't know. So you fought Jet, Venom, Envy, and Dr. Facilier. Correct? And Syndrome. So that's 5.
Syndrome.
God,
Yeah.
5 Seekers. You see, just so it's a little bit easier for you, the organization is divided into 2 parts. Or not the Seekers. We like to
You're
call...
an organized group of people.
Yes. We like to consider the first 9 the initial force, like they call them. And then we like to call the last 4 the Vanguard. The, better one. We're just better, you see? We're cooler. We're more powerful. We have the ability to wipe worlds off this map, including this one. So that's what I'm here to do. Now...
Wait, so you said 9, but we haven't met 9 people yet.
Well, of course you haven't fought all the trash. Just some.
Are you impatient?
Isn't that like normal strategy though? Don't you like?
No! Who does
That's
that?
like-
Who sends the weaker people out first? Why not and lets the weak
'cause
party get stronger? Why not
No,
just
you-
send the strong people out first and then crush them immediately? That doesn't
That's
make
not-
any sense.
No, that definitely makes sense because you send the weaker people out to wear your enemy down, and then you send out
Yeah.
the strong people to clean
No.
up. Yeah.
So
Send the weak people out so you can study us and know exactly what we can do.
I already know exactly who you
Do
are.
you?
Yeah,
Do
you're pretty easy to the base. And he kind of turns to the camera. All right, kids, let's talk about what Ben Solo is.
Who are you talking to?
Don't worry
What
about
are you
it.
doing?
Let's
see.
Nick?
First? Yes.
Nick, I would like to roll to cast magic.
Okay, sure.
That is an 8.
All right, what are you trying to do?
Let me find my list here. Cast magic.
You gotta pick one.
I would like, heck. Can I inflict a semi-permanent condition
Sure.
and, basically gravity him to the floor?
What are you using to cast your magic?
Let's see.
Like using your
I think
keyblade
we're
or your
gonna
book?
summon
Oh, so you're using your book then, right?
book.
Cool. You look down your book and you realize you're not holding your book. You're holding Bill Cipher in the form of your book. That's just rude. Trying to interrupt me? Didn't I already tell you this is my reality? And he kind of like, you don't hear, you don't obviously see him stick a tongue out, but he blows a raspberry at you. And kind of pops up in front of you and goes, and then kind of pops back to the middle of the room. No, because this has already happened, but technically hasn't happened. You're in a vision. You can't change things. But I can.
Oh, I hate this.
You're in the past, maybe the future, maybe the present. Who knows?
You can always change the timeline.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. Like your sister did, right? And that's what led you to this place.
I don't like this Cyclops.
I'm not a Cyclops.
Neither do I.
I'm
He
an
talks too
otherworldly
much.
entity being. Alright. Fine. You don't want to talk to me? That's cool. I get it.
You're a really annoying triangle.
Ben's gonna walk over to Bill Cipher.
Would I be annoying if I summoned all these Heartless? And you see the Heartless start to spring up from the fountain more and more. Alright, why don't you deal with them then? And he like points to you and the Heartless start to charge you.
Can we even fight them now, though? Because this is a vision.
Do you just say that as they
Yeah, Ben just he pulls out his sword, his keyblade, and he's like, "Can we even fight them now? I mean, in every timeline, I'm probably fighting them, so."
Yes, even if it's already happened, we can still fight them.
Okay,
The timeline is always able to change, I promise.
I'm gonna attack one of the Heartless.
Speaks from experience.
Cool. It's launching itself right at you. Go ahead and strike with intent.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, that is a 12.
Cool. You're gonna deal harm and you're gonna choose 2.
Let's see. Defend myself from harm and take control of the situation. So I guess I'm gonna get an advantage. I'm gonna try to get like a better position from all of these Heartless that are coming out of this tube.
Yeah. You strike one. You actually kill a few. You strike or you vanquish it. Sorry, we don't kill in Kingdom Hearts. You slash through one with the metal blade, and it goes straight through them. It disappears in a puff of darkness. You see the second one. You notice they're a little bit different. They're almost dressed up in like noble type uniforms as well, and they're holding they hold swords and shields. They look like little knights. And they try to charge you, and you strike through one. You do a combo, you strike through another, and you finish off a third. And you kind of end at the end. Yourself kind of poised to the backs of them. They swarm, and they're gonna kind of look and target the closest person to them, and they're gonna target. Actually, they're targeting Sarah. Sarah, can you roll defend from harm as you see these creatures start to charge you in a battalion formation.
I sure can. Oh, I just increased my light too. Oh god, where'd my die go? There it is.
Where did my die go?
I've got so many, but I'm trying to roll these ones. Okay, that is a 10.
Cool. You you prevent and avoid danger. They kind of all come at you, and even in the dress, it's still easy. Kupo transforms into a shield to help you out, as it kind of blocks all the attacks. You notice Kupo's looking kind of sick though. Oh,
Mog, you drank too much
or
wine, didn't you?
Mog's like, Mog nods. Mog just gives you a look as the shield.
I give a disapproving mom look.
You get the feeling he just wanted to have fun.
Okay, that's fair. As I'm kind of avoiding these attacks, can I like counterattack?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I call for Mog to like come into my arms, and drunk Mog transforms into her bow, and I'm going to.
You don't get a bow. You get a cannon. That's all he can manage.
Okay, that's fine, I guess. I'm going to strike to subdue, I think.
Okay.
At the various heartless.
Yeah, go ahead and roll mastery.
Alright. That is a... that's like a 12. Cool. So I will deal harm and choose 2. So my first choice is going to be to de-escalate the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one is going to be... Are there, like, people around still?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Alright, so the second one is going to be forced a change of location in an attempt to protect the others, like, other civilian people. Like, hopefully if we move, then it'll be less dangerous to them.
So all of you are around, and Mog shoots out almost like this giant air cannon type thing, because you're striking subdue. And it ends up wiping out a bunch of the Heartless, but they don't look really too, like, they end up disappearing in, like, black smoke. But it ends up forcing a majority of the Heartless into the halls, where you kind of follow up and push them out. And now they're fighting in the fairly abandoned hall. San, Mora, what are you two doing?
Oh. I think they want to try and take out some of the Heartless that are going after Sarah. Like because was it like a wave of them going at Sarah?
Yeah, so she pushed the majority of them into the hall.
Okay, cool. Just gonna attack the surrounding Heartless then.
Okay, you're just going wild.
Yeah.
Go ahead and strike with intent. Are you striking subdue or strike with intent?
Strike with intent.
Uh-oh.
I dropped a die though.
Mora says don't do that.
Mora says don't do that. Yeah, strike with intent.
Probably says don't drop that die.
I got an 8.
Cool. You're gonna deal harm or you're gonna choose one?
And I'm just gonna deal great harm.
Okay. You end up kind of doing your like whirling combo. Moro pounces on a few, destroying a few of them. You swing your swath around and you do like the 3-hit combo again. And then something sneaks you as you feel something punch you in the face, Thon, and send you kind of basically a sucker punch to the ground while prone. And inside, like sitting there, is a Heartless type you've never seen before. It looks to be large. It's armored up mainly from the front, and has these, instead of fists, has these 2 metal gauntlets in the shape of like what looks to be like some sort of beast. It kind of looks at you with the beast eyes, kind of late mail. And you take a harm. That's a big boy too. Alpha.
Let's see. Where is Alpha in relationship to, like, the center of all of the Heartless?
A little bit off to the side because you're like kind of behind everyone else right now. They've kind of moved already, but you can get there. Why would you want to?
Well, if I'm not in the towards the center, I think what we're gonna do is we're going to cast magic, or at least try to, and get a 10 exactly.
Awesome. What are you trying to do?
And Alpha's going to attempt to reach back and grab a card from his book again, hoping that it does not get interrupted again, and pull out a Leviathan card and toss that up in the air, summoning a large sea monster, and yell, "Leviathan! Thunderstorm!" And so for my cast magic, I would like to create an illusion and make it seem like there are, storm clouds all around the ceiling of the room. And then cause 1 harm and hits more than 1 target and strikes some of the Heartless with lightning.
Awesome. You start doing an intense amount of damage to them as the lightning surges across the room. You still hear people yelling in the background. And as you clear out the majority of the Heartless begin to look at you. And then they begin to sink away. And you kind of get a whisper in your ear, specifically Sarah, going, "Ed, I already am doing what needed to be done. This world's already..." And you hear a noise that a few of you wouldn't... it might alarm you. Son, you have definitely heard this. Honestly, everyone's probably heard this except for Alpha and Ben. You hear gunshots.
Oh yeah, like a ye old gunshot.
Like a
Yeah,
ye old, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, no like laser guns.
Yeah, no blasters here.
I believe there are like slug guns, like, but I don't think he's heard them.
We hear them like in the distance,
Yeah,
like in a different room, or like...
Yeah, and you can kind of see off into the grounds because you're like in the hallway, and the hallways have like the huge like windows. You can see not Heartless, but people, real life human, looking like soldiers are marching.
And like shooting at people.
Well, we'll keep it vague for the story, but yes, it seems
Okay.
the soldiers are screaming. There's flags being waved, and you just only hear the phrases "revolution" and "overthrow the Tsar."
Can I deep dive?
Sure.
All right. Cool. Roll with heart. Get a math. Math is hard. Get a 10 exactly. All right. No, that's wrong. That's the wrong stat. Get a 7.
Awesome. So you got a 7 on your deep dive. Not great,
Yes.
but it's something.
It's better than nothing.
You can ask 1.
What? Gosh. Really wanted to ask you, but okay. What is the biggest threat here?
Definitely the soldiers outside. You don't feel like really threatened for your own life, but you feel threatened for the people around you specifically. And kind of something comes to your head. You know, you've always been allowed to fight the Heartless and even like some dark individuals, but you've always been told to keep the order, not interfere in affairs. And what you're seeing unfolding isn't the work of Heartless. It's the work of people. It's almost even more disheartening. That real, not just.
Yes, well, war is war, I'm sure. None of us are strangers to it.
Ben, specifically, you're sure this is what the rebels must have felt like finally ruled Starkiller.
He's going to look and he's going to say, we can't change any of this part, right? Or can we?
We're not supposed to interfere with the world, and these just seem like the normal people of it, so.
Can Ben go and look more into the other room?
Yes.
You obviously can spare descriptions because it's a Kingdom Hearts game, but
Yeah, and I mean, like, if as you begin to kind of search into the rooms, the first room you open up, you hear yelling. You see a woman, probably in her like late 40s, with the young child, to the two children that Alpha was playing with. The one in the long red hair and the very nice dress, and the kind of like servant looking that's with them. And she looks at you, she screams, and she shields the children. Don't take me, but don't take the children.
I'm not going to hurt you.
You are. And she like adjusts herself to sight, essentially. And she goes, "Our knight, you are a brave one.
I
Please,
tried to be.
please take the children. Get them. You must get us out of here. Get us out of this place."
Yes. He definitely has this like look of like, oh my god, I'm having children pushed at me. Like,
So she's saying take. I kind of misspoke. Take all three of
okay,
us out of this
all
place.
three. Okay, yeah, he's going to open the door more so they can walk in back towards the rest of the group.
Yeah.
And he's going to look. I don't really care if this is interfering. I think we need to help these people. These are children. And we won't win this world if children die. So we're going to save them all. Which is probably the most hopeful thing this character has said this whole campaign.
Is there somewhere we can take them to safety?
The young boy goes, yes, the servant quarters. We could take them. We could go there. We can go through there. We can all sneak out.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Come on.
And the little girl holds on to Sarah. And soon be her grandmother. And the grandma goes, "It'll be okay, Anastasia. It'll be all right. It'll be
Name
okay."
drop. Yeah, I think Sarah will will look down to the little girl and give her a very like comforting smile and say, "You'll be safe with us."
Well,
Yes.
and you kind of take off as the young boy leads you. Let's doing a vibe check. How's everyone feeling right now?
I'm all right.
More-
Oh, wait, our characters are
yeah,
us.
Characters, yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I'm chill. I
mean,
think Ben is very determined. But not in the normal spiteful determined. Determined in the way where he's using all of his brain cells because he doesn't want anything else to happen except what he wants to happen, but now he has to think about it of a way in which he's not gonna like traumatize these children as he does it.
Yeah, because you don't want to hurt them, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Sarah is very like she had a very like a moment, like very proud mom friend moment when Ben was like, "I know we can't interfere, but like we gotta save these kids." She was like, "Oh, that you're so right. Like I'm so proud of you for saying that." So now she is also very determined to protect these children because children are always innocent in war. So
And it's a grim proceeding. And Don, Moro, even Alpha, how do you all feel?
Alpha's kind of on the same wavelength as Ben and Sarah because Alpha was actually an orphan of war and was found in like ruins by his friend Sherma, who raised him from like a baby. So he's like, I'm not letting that happen to these kids. I will be the Sherma in this situation. Must protect.
What about Sam and Moro?
Yeah, I think they know, like San and Moro definitely know the damage that like the guns can cause, since that's what destroyed their forest initially. And I think they also definitely feel inspired seeing Ben so determined to save these children. I think it reminds them of like Ben turning like a new page and like seeing the good that he can do. So I think they're also feeling pretty inspired and want to help get these people safety.
And just to kind of play out the scenes that go forward, if you're rushing through, you round a corner and see soldiers busting in and aiming your guns at you. You probably, magic defeats all. Yeah, I won't even make you roll. They fire their guns, you put up the shields, and it just kind of harmlessly clatters. They yell to charge, and you're kind of rushing through. And the young boy, who Anastasia goes, Dimitri, where are you taking us? The servant quarter, they're hidden. We can sneak out through there. And brings you to these large library. And as you get there, he starts scratching away at one of the, seems to be the panels at the bottom of the room, and he wrenches it open, revealing a tunnel of some sort. You need to get out through this way.
All right. I think Ben in this moment, just as a note, is going to look around the room and take a mental note of where they are. Because this is a vision, and he thinks that this might be important later.
It's a grand library of some. It's so regal in its hall and its built way. The arches, the architecture, the books that adorn the walls. It's beautiful.
He definitely is like, okay, there's this bookshelf and like this bookshelf, and there's a table kind of here. So he's just like trying to orient himself in case he finds himself back here again.
Sarah, you phase out for a second, and all of a sudden you feel yourself. You can feel yourself covered in a cold sense, and you can hear the emergency warnings of the gummy ship. The what do they call the klaxons in your ears sounding off. And then you can see snow all around you, and then you come back to Gaudier now.
Snow like the precipitation snow.
Yes, not snow like
my
as in your-
husband's snow. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, I think there's like a moment where she like slips out of the vision, and like in the vision she's probably like just like dazed, and then she snaps back, and the little boy's name was Dimitri.
Yeah, you reckon from that you don't have too much longer.
Yeah, so I think she's going to do her best to try to get these children out to safety. So she'll say like, Dimitri, you have to lead us out, and I'll be right behind you. And then
It leads out to the courtyard. Go and escape. And the grandmother goes, yes, the horses will be there. Says, I'll stay behind. I'm just a servant. They won't attack me. That's not who they're after. I'll be okay. Just go. I'll reseal the passage.
Sarah looks at the other three like, or the other four, and are just like,
Can Alpha give Dimitri and Anastasia each one of his feathers?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And the grandmother hugs Anastasia. She kisses her and she goes, remember my love. Harris's were together. And kind of ushers forward, grabbing her and like taking her into the tunnel. You see something fall out of Anastasia's pocket, and like reaches her arm out, but her grandmother's already taking her down the tunnel instead, and up and goes, a token, I guess. The small box he stuffs in his pocket. You four go too. I'll be fine here. Thank you. Thank you for helping us.
Are you sure you cannot come with us?
I have to reseal the path, or they'll find us and they'll chase them down. I'll be all right.
Yeah, Sarah looks at the others again, like, is this okay?
I don't want to leave him alone.
And you hear the approaching of soldiers, like the march. Go!
Can he
Don't be
just-
stubborn.
I don't want to go though. What if we just closed it up and we stayed with you?
Let's get out.
Alpha's
Mr.
going to
Princess.
Yeah, once he says princess, Ben will do a big sigh and start going in the tunnel.
Alpha's gonna take one last look over at Dimitri and be like, "You promise you'll be okay?"
Promise.
Okay.
Sarah's going to how old does Dimitri look like roughly? Like, is he like
He's
a
like
young
10,
kid, or
10,
like
yeah.
okay, so he's not like a super young kid, but still a kid. So I think Sarah's going to kind of like kneel down. She's like in her dress still, but she doesn't care, in front of him, and like put a hand on his shoulder and say, Dimitri, you're a very brave boy.
Thank you. Try to be.
And she'll say, I think the princess will be very thankful for everything you've done for her.
Hopefully one day. And like kind of the last thing you do is he starts sealing up the hole because you can kind of see him. He goes, but servant boys we don't marry princesses, you know. He laughs and he puts the paneling on, sealing you in only the tunnel.
I guess we go down it.
And as you go down it,
Since Alpha's the smallest one,
yeah, you hear
he's probably going to take point because he can actually move.
you hear gunshots. You can smell the fire. You can screaming as you hear someone like even above you because like the tunnel leads under like the floorboards. You hear "Death to the Romanov" and like shooting and other noises I won't describe here. As you get outside the castle into the blistering cold, where Sarah, you fade again. The rest of you do kind of fading back into the vision, seeing the same things I described before: the cold, the gummy ship. It's broken, it's somewhere, and then you fade back and you look at yourselves. Your images are distorting and hazy. The grandmother and the daughter look at you, and the young girl Anastasia look at you. Are you coming? Don't know much longer you have in this.
I think Sarah at least hurries or tries to hurry, and she's trying to get as like far as she can before they're yanked out of this vision.
And kind of behind you, you all encompass darkness. Almost like the mixture of like energy and darkness starting to flow around as it explodes out of the castle, starting to chase you. And you don't know if you can fight. And you're running, and you're running. And the grandmother goes to the train. The train will take us away from here. And it's icy and it's cold. You feel a branch rip across your leg, Sarah, tearing your dress slightly. It hurts. And you can darkness kind of rushing out you. It smells of death. It feels of death. Something deep, darker.
Sarah will just like she's going as fast as she can. I bet she like does that thing where she like leans down and like tears the dress
Yes.
a little to like make it easier to run. And she will basically do everything that she can to make sure that Anastasia and her grandmother can like go. So she's like, yes, go to the train. You'll be safe there. She sounds confident. I am not so sure, but
It's the dark world, and you look above the castle and you can see the sound of a lock as dark key expands in the sky into the door. Our world. You hear the laughter as you see this the silhouette kind of expand in the side, like at a much larger size than what he actually is, of the pyramid of Bill Cipher. I win, and he points, and energy surges across the ground, and you're trying to get to this train. The grandmother's getting on the train, and the energy's heading right towards them. You.
Oh boy.
I mean, I think Sarah's going to do whatever she can to protect them as they go. So
Just
she
to say
probably
the same thing.
she probably like if she sees this happening, she probably stops and like throws up like a shield, even if she knows that it's not gonna necessarily hold the whole thing back. If she can at least stop it a little bit so that they can get on the train.
Yeah.
Could I use I was gonna ask if I could use True Power is Light. When you fight against a dark force, spend a heart link to make them stumble or fall at an opportune moment.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. You spend a heart
Alright,
link?
cool. I guess I'm going to expend my locked link with Maui.
Cool, and as you Ben?
No, resolve that first, and then I'm gonna do what I want to do.
As the darkness starts to rush towards you, you see Alpha raises Keyblade, and Sarah, they put up this defensive wall, and it buffets against the darkness, slowly crackling as the magic itself begins almost to corrupt. And you can see, Sarah, your feet are more they've completely faded out, and the fade is going across the rest. Dropping from so are the rest. Sorting.
Before we fully drop, can I roll to deep dive?
Yes.
What is that? Is that
Always
a
roll.
mastery?
No, it's a light.
Oh, it's a light.
No, deep
Oh,
dive
it's
is
a heart,
heart.
it's a heart.
It's heart. Yeah.
It's hard. Oh,
Sorry.
good. Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Leslie.
Yeah, no, because that's when I deep dived. I thought it was light, and then I was like, oh no,
Okay.
it's a heart.
So I got a 7, and I think I'm going to use Leaf Bracer to take a harm to get a 10 plus on the check instead.
Okay, cool.
And I would like to ask. Alright.
3.
I get 3. What here is not as it seems, first of all?
You feel like the darkness has a more corporeal form. Not seeing. Whether it's by Bill Cipher or by its own magic.
Okay. And what here could I use to avoid the surge in the future? Because he's aware that this is a vision. So this is not what is happening now. So he wants to know if we find us, like, what can I use in this moment in the future to prevent this?
Light.
All right. Oh, well, that's a good answer for Ben. And ooh, what was done here recently? If there's something that seems out of place from, like, the normal human stuff, right? Like, obviously I know the normal humans are doing normal human things, but is there anything that I can see that seems like it would imply something else is happening?
What else is happening? You feel like it's a vision, but it's not a vision at the same time. You feel like you actually feel like you're being transported between realities right
Ooh,
now.
okay. Awkward.
You feel like what's happening is actually happening. The vision's just helping you face, basically, you anchored in one.
There's 2 things that I would like to do before we are pulled from this vision.
Mm-hmm.
One is, can I make a link with Anastasia?
Yeah, you can all make a link with Anastasia.
Woohoo! All right.
Cool.
Someone else go first though.
I got an 11 to make a. Actually, no. I want to make a heart link with her, so that's a 12.
Okay. Immediately when you write Anastasia's your link with them as well, for the time being, cross it out.
So you
Okay.
have, but don't have it right now.
Yeah, so keep it on your sheet, but you also
Understood.
cross it out.
Okay, I rolled a 10 to make a heart link with her.
Okay.
So I am going to let's see, who here doesn't have a locked link with Sarah yet?
I do not.
All right, then I will lock whatever Alpha's link with Sarah is.
That is a light link.
There we go. So that was, sorry, continue. Whoever else wants to make a link.
Oh,
I'd
I was
try
actually
it.
wondering if I don't know if anyone else wants to, but I was wondering if Alpha could make a heart link with Dimitri as well.
You could do that.
I would
yeah.
like to make a heart link with Dimitri as well.
Okay.
I wanted to make
Cool.
links with Anastasia and Dimitri, if possible.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we'll go ahead really quick. Let me, because
Yeah,
we're about to
do
get
it
into a
quickly.
break.
Yeah.
And then we'll do it within the break, just so we're
Oh,
not taking.
okay. So then, real quick before we do that, then the other
Okay.
thing I wanted to do was I would like to use Ultimate Form if possible. It says when you need to draw on your power to save your friends, spend links freely. You may choose from the list for each link. So I'd like to spend a link to remove a friend from danger. So I would like to remove Anastasia from danger.
It's so you grab Anastasia and with your magic and throw her to her grandmother, but at that point the darkness finally breaks through and overwhelms you. You feel yourself phase out and you watch. The last thing you see is you're like pulled out, and I mean like it's like reality is pulling. It's like it's that that weird feeling, that rush. You see Anastasia hit the ground of the subway station, or not subway, the train station. A huge hit on her head, it looks like, and you see her grandmother crying out to her, and like the people around looking around and being like, what happened with this child? And everything goes white as you find yourself waking up, sprawled to the ground of the gummy ship, just covering. And the vision and I think there where we'll take the first break. Wherever we're gonna have a 5-minute break for Kingdom Hearts: The Interstitial War, episode 9, The Lost Princess. Then we'll also be right back. You have yourselves an amazing quick break. Everyone else take a bio break. Enjoy your life. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts: The Interstitial War, Episode 9, The Lost Princess.
Before we start, I just want to let everyone know that Nick just counted us down at like lightning speed. He was like, "All right, we're going back 5, 4, 3," and we're like, "Okay, well, guess we're all ready now."
Oh, it's going.
You watch your mouth there, Mister.
Calling you out, Nick.
I almost said I almost dropped an F-bomb. We've been really good today. We've been really good. I've been really good today. Correction. Even though I didn't say it last time.
It was me.
Ben.
Wow,
was
y'all
me.
have dirty mouths. Anyway,
Ashley never cursed. So I
I've never cursed in my life.
cursed the other day and I was like, whoa. That's a time. Wow. I think Disney owns that property. Disney owns it. We'll see. So yeah, as we kind of go back, dummy ship, you hear the klaxons, emergency, as you kind of all come to like half submerged.
Oh, so it's like in the gummy ship too.
Yeah, you're.
Or-
In, no,
or
you're
the gummy ship is half submerged in snow.
exactly.
Okay, not us. Okay, I get it. And not my husband's snow, the powder snow. Great. Okay, so Sarah's gonna kind of look to the others to make sure they look okay. Because I imagine not all of them are like super used to like having visions. So
I mean, Ben looks more upset that there's snow in the middle of the gummy ship than he's. I mean, I guess he's a little off-put and is definitely using the fact that there's snow in the gummy ship to ignore his emotions, so to speak. So he just gives a thumb, like as he snows.
Yeah. A likely story.
I think San and Mora would kind of sit up and like look around,
Mm-hmm.
and I think San would kind of like rub the back of her head and then be like, "Wait, so was that real, or was that all just part of the vision?"
I think it was both. I think it really happened, but she's kind of like looking for the words to explain it. That is something that really happened, but it didn't happen now, if that makes sense.
No, I think that makes sense.
Perfect sound.
Well, can we stop it from happening?
Does Sarah get a sense that it happened in the past or future? Like,
You're not entirely sure.
okay.
Get out of the gummy ship is the real question.
I was gonna say, if from inside the gummy ship, can we see like what the surroundings
No,
are?
like the snow is
all
like
the
all
windows?
on it.
Okay. I guess we should try to figure out where we are.
Well, yes. At the very least, we need what's ever on the front of the ship and all the windows to be off of it, so we have to get off of the ship regardless.
So as you like push your ways out, like you open the window. You ever try opening a window with snow on it?
It sucks.
Yeah,
Sucks so much.
that feeling. Yeah, it's all just caving in, but you manage to open it. The brisk cold air of winter.
Hold. Do we have jackets? We have to have jackets on this gummy ship, right? We have to have other weather gear.
Are you
on
asking
this
for a
ship.
costume change? That's a move.
I mean, when you
move
say it
someone
like
could
that,
take.
I'm
That's a
kind of like,
move.
yeah.
That's a move someone could have. That's
We
someone
ain't
should
got
say-
that move.
No one's got that
Oh,
move.
well, then I guess we don't have a costume change. It's unfortunate that there's not one singular jacket on this gummy ship.
I mean, I guess I could
I'm not worried.
roll from the Aether when
You could
confronted with a
indeed.
daunting obstacle, which is this weather, I can roll with mastery to
Sure,
try to
go
get
ahead.
something. All right, I'm going to spend a link to give myself advantage.
I refuse to let us die from the cold.
And that's a 11.
Awesome. You watch. You kind of like you feel you're like What are you casting with Mog? Is like Mog
Yeah.
in a specific form?
I assumed that Mog would turn into something, but I don't think he can turn into multiple jackets.
He's turning into like a wand, and you hear like the bibbity bubbity boo, and then you see like it kind of hits towards every one of like your party members, including yourself. You watch their clothes glow and like transform into winter clothes. Then you watch as the robe part of your jacket gets longer and gets like the fur lining,
Nice.
and you get the hat, like like the Russian hat. That's like or not the Russian hat, but like that's got like the
oh yeah, with
fur
the
on
flaps on the
side
sides.
and the flaps on
yeah.
the side.
Yep. I got the ear flaps.
You got you usually got the ear flaps. Sarah and Son, you both get like kind of similar clothing. Like your outermost layer turns to robes, and fur, and you kind of get the singular fur hat on your heads. Moro doesn't change at all. Moro's got fucking fur. Moro's got fur because she's a wolf.
Nick, you
There it
literally
goes.
like
I'm sorry.
The most
I'm
benign
yeah,
sentence.
exactly.
I'm
You weren't
sorry.
even like angry or anything. Oh gosh.
Laura was prepared for this weather.
Moro was prepared for this letter. God, no. I was so close. Okay, that's the one. We're an hour and a half in. That's better than I usually do. And yeah, and then does Alpha feel cold? Would Alpha get like winter clothing?
Someone
I-
posted a picture in chat.
I did.
Or you did. I was like, you
Yeah.
posted a picture.
Oh
in
yeah,
chat.
yeah. You get the Final Fantasy 14. Cool. I like that with the goggles and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you all have snow boots on,
Perfect snow gear.
except for Moro, who is just a giant wolf. How does Moro feel about the cold? No.
Probably fine. She's a
Mhm.
wolf.
Not like enjoying it more than the usual worlds, or
You know what? Maybe, yeah. Maybe she's having fun because they're just like out in the snow. She's maybe run like how dogs get in snow. She's running around
Yeah.
and playing in the snow, like pouncing on it, being a little like goofy.
this like
But
8
Goofy's
foot
not in this
long.
game.
Not the funny dog.
Yuck. Not Max. Not here.
Not Max's uncle.
What do you mean Max's dad? You mean?
I was like, is this Max's dad?
Max's.
Oops.
You don't know your goofy lore. Yeah, you all get out of the gummy ship, and you kind of step onto the snow, and it crunches underneath. You know that feeling. And you see as like you hear the crows. You see sorry. You see the burnt remains of the house that you were just in, the mansion.
So like when we had been in it in the vision, it was fine, and now it is burnt.
Yeah, not to the ground. Like you could still go inside, but there's definitely a lot of heavy damages. It looks abandoned.
Is it? Okay, I was gonna say it's not fresh burnt. It's been
Yeah,
ruins for a while.
ruins is a good word for it.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I think Sarah gets this kind of somber look on her face, and she's like, something really bad must have happened here. She says, like, as if she doesn't know, like, as if she couldn't connect the dots.
Well, I mean, I guess that's what's left after that vision, maybe? Right? I wonder if we could find those kids again.
Yeah, I hope that Dmitri was able to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any people around?
No, it's abandoned.
Yeah, I guess are we like right like we're like on the castle grounds, I assume,
Yeah.
or so we'd have to like walk to get off of the castle grounds.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there like a path or a road or
Leading away
some
from the house, or
some like distinct like front of the house that we could
Something
walk?
to show us towards civilization, I guess, probably,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
so we're not just walking in the
nothing
woods.
but the sound of the music box. I'm very much distant.
Do we want to head towards that sound?
It is coming from the house,
Mm-hmm.
the mansion.
Be careful.
Yeah, we should be careful.
Yeah.
I guess before we go, I would like to deep dive.
Sure.
Dang. All right, I got a 10, but it's -1, so a 9. Let's see. What do you guys think? Should I do what here is not as it seems, or what was done here recently?
Well, I have a playbook move that I can use basically any time because it doesn't have any like stipulations on like having to spend a link or anything. Just when you wish for guidance, ask what here will keep my friends safe. So anytime anybody deep dives, just remember we can just add that on to the end after you ask all your other questions.
Okay. I'm gonna ask what here is not as it seems.
The idea that you're alone. As you kind of concentrate and think, and you can hear the echoes of someone singing inside. A woman.
Okay, Sarah's just gonna like she's gonna feel a little silly saying this, but she's like, we're not alone here.
Well, yes, you are there, and Alpha is there, and San and Mara are over
No,
there.
like there are others except for just us here.
Allies or enemies?
I don't know.
Well, then
We should
I guess
be
I'll
careful.
keep an eye out. Yeah, I was like, we'll be careful and use teamwork to get through it.
Teamwork.
Exactly.
Okay, I guess we should go. Who wants to go first? Not me.
I mean, I'll go first if people are. If people are concerned about going first, I will walk into all the traps.
Yeah, Sanamora are also comfortable going first.
Come
Either
with
or.
us, San and Mara. Why don't we just all go in one line together?
Also makes sense.
And as you get there, you kind of walk in, and you see, you enter. It doesn't take you long as you kind of follow the voice. Leads you to the grand ballroom. And as you're kind of sitting there and talking and, you know, listening out, you see a young woman, probably like 18, 19, a little bit older. She's kind of singing to herself and dancing around. She's dressed in like shabby looking clothes, with a hat that seems to be specifically there for the cult. And she, the most defining feature is sterling red hair. Seems to be kind of tucked underneath.
Hello.
She like just stops because sudden, like startled. I didn't know anyone was still here. I'm sorry. I was just reminiscing. I think. Ooh, I didn't see you when I came in. Are you with the other two?
The other two.
He had what's his name? Dimitri and Vladimir. And like as soon as she kind of before she was the door spring open, you see a like a you know, a 20-something-year-old man and much more older, more large, portly fellow. And he's like, Anya, you've wandered off again, and we have guests. The kind of portly man go, who may they be? And the younger looking guy goes, oh no. Anya, don't worry about kind of looking between all of you. Do I know you? No, wait. No, you're here. Sorry, Anya's our guest, actually. Wait, why are you here? This house.
That was a lot of things you said in rapid succession.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool now. But sorry, I just don't know who you are.
Well, we don't know who you are either, so it's okay.
Oh, then let us, the big one, go. Let us introduce ourselves. I am Vladimir, and this is my associate Dmitri. And this is our dear Anya, and we will be just leaving. Won't we, Anya? Yeah. Are you also heading to Paris?
I don't know what. I'm Ben. He'll then like.
I think Sarah will take that opportunity to hopefully distract further and say, my name is Sarah. It's nice to meet you three.
Alpha, on
That's a
the other
chicken.
hand, is going to straight up walk straight over and like stop at Dimitri's feet and look straight up at him and be like, I met a little boy named Dimitri. You remind me of him.
Looks where he's like, Anya, Vladimir, can you step outside wait outside for just a moment? And Vladimir and Anya kind of look at each other and go, whatever. And they head off. And as soon as like the doors close, Dimitri turns and looks at you and goes, how is this possible? You don't look like, and looks to Sarah and bet you didn't age a bit. What? How did you you survived?
Yes.
I see that you're doing well too.
Whoa, my God. Talk about us from the past. That must have been 10 years ago.
It's been that long?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not a child anymore.
Good point.
I don't know. For us, it feels like it was just yesterday.
What? This doesn't make any sense at all. And he like goes up to the alpha and like picks him up and starts shaking him. You're not real, are you? They're not the original. And he like plucks a feather and looks at it, and then looks into his pocket, and takes like in his wallet and takes the old.
Alpha's going to let out another.
And takes like a what, like an older looking feather out. Kind of examining them.
Alpha's gonna kind of look at it weird and be like,
Same match. Holy shit, you are the original.
You should not
Huh.
shake Alpha.
Yes, 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 of course. And he like puts Alpha down, patting him on the head. Yeah, sorry about that. Just needed to make sure it wasn't dream.
Nope. No dream. You don't have to understand it. It is okay to not understand what is going on.
Oh my god, that night, a blur. Yeah, but it looks like everything worked out except, well, except the princess died. But I guess that's bad, or was lost, or wherever. What happened after? Maybe you know what happened to the princess?
Sarah looks at the other three like, well, I guess first of all, out of character, we saw her like get on the train, right? She was kind of hurt, but she got onto the train.
No, you don't. You won't see her. You
Or-
do not
Oh.
see her on the train.
She like
You-
fell at the station.
Aid, you haven't
Oh,
you
right.
haven't seen the movie.
No, I have not seen the movie, so.
Don't worry. Don't all need to see the movie.
Well, I mean, I assume she got on the train, like, out of character, but Sarah doesn't know. Either way, so we don't know in character. Either way, she looks at the other four and is like, what do we say? Do we tell him? Like,
Alpha's going to be the one to pipe up and say, "We made sure she got to the train station."
Huh. But she never made it to her grandmother's. The lost Prince of Anastasia went down.
Maybe they got
history.
separated.
Yeah. Okay, this is a little weird. So Anya over there is a really good impersonator of that girl Anastasia, if she were to grown up. Remember the older woman?
She
that
does
was with
have the
us?
hair.
Yeah, the red hair and the blue eyes. Romanoff blue is what they call that. Don't you remember when we were in the grandmother that was with us?
Mm-hmm.
That woman officially is on our title now, just so I'm not. I know.
She's the
That's-
Dowager Empress.
Yeah, the Dowager Empress Marie. She is currently residing in Paris. And she has put out a very hefty reward as 10 million rubles for the safe return of her granddaughter Anastasia, which has been lost to time. However, me being smart, and wanting to, help two people out, I'm gonna bring Anya over there, disguise her, and poses her as Anastasia. Then I'll collect the reward. Anya can stop being an orphan, and Marie and the Empress is happy. See, everyone wins.
Oh, so Anya is an orphan?
Yes. Some simple girl from the orphan. Kind of found her around here. She's a sucker for Anastasia. Just saying.
when we had first,
Ethical.
Look, the world's changed since you guys were all gone. It's been 10 mighty years. I've moved up a little bit, but that money could really help me out and live my dream.
when we had first come into this room, the girl was playing the music box, right?
No, you had heard the music box.
Or
but
we heard the music box, but we didn't actually see one. Okay, never mind then. Well, you know what? I guess I could still ask. I feel like this wind started, and Leslie was like, "Wait, is that real wind or is that music?"
I did get tricked just now.
That's how it is.
So Sarah's gonna be like, "Did you hear that music box playing?"
Music box. No. Can't say I have.
And what does Anya think of your plan?
Well, that's the thing. She doesn't really know about the reward money. She just thinks that maybe we're trying to help her find out who she is, which we are. I mean, come on. Which girl wouldn't want to be a princess?
She doesn't remember at all?
Nope. Got amnesia, poor thing. Happens to a lot of orphans.
Wait, you said to live your dream. What's your dream?
I'm glad you asked. And he like takes a step. He's like, I want to be the dream of an eligible and noble bachelor.
Wait, so your dream is to get rich to marry people?
Yes. Well, not about the marriage, but just be rich.
Oh, just be rich.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't really need marriage. That's for the dogs.
Well, what would you do if you got rich?
I don't know. I would travel. I would see the world. I would find and wine and dine and enjoy everything life has to offer. I think that's a pretty good goal, don't you? Pretty admirable.
So noble.
Hey, look, I've been a servant boy most of my life. I've had to fight to survive. So yeah, maybe I am looking to take a little bit easy, but I'm sure you can understand after what I lived through, what you all lived through, it's a toughie.
You know, Dimitri, I remember what you said that night.
What did I say?
About servant boys not being able to marry princesses.
Yes, an old quote of mine. It's kind of stupid. I think I read it out of a book somewhere, to be perfectly honest with you. But I mean, it's true.
You never know. Anything's possible.
Well, when you find eligible princesses, let me know. But eligible princesses don't marry poor servant boys. But you know who they do marry? Eligible, rich and wealthy bachelors, like 10 million rubles rich. And he looks outside. He's like, I mean, 5 million rubles after I split it with Vladimir.
And who exactly is Vladimir?
Oh, he's my mentor. My best friend, really. You know, we're in the business together.
What business?
Of
The business?
The business of liberating people from their money.
So you're thieves?
No, we are not thieves. We liberate them. They liberate their own money to us willingly. We are much higher than thieves. We are con men.
Con
men,
artists. And you're just really okay with doing this to Anya. You have no...
What do you mean doing this to Anya? Anya will, if everything's right, Anya gets to live the life of a princess. It doesn't matter. She goes from being a poor orphan girl to having every wish and whim decided for her, or wish and whim fulfilled.
You're doing it, though, not for her. You're doing it for the
I'm doing it for all
money.
of us. You know, if I get my back scratched, so be it. But you know, it's helping all of us.
Yeah, but you said she doesn't know about the reward money.
She doesn't need to know about the reward, right? It's fine. She gets to live the princess. I get the reward. I feel like that's a pretty good cut, don't you think?
Does she know what you're doing in general?
He knows that we're going to go see the Empress.
Does she know you're about to tell the Empress that she is her granddaughter?
Maybe. She knows that that's a possibility of actually being true, so even if it's not true, and even if I manage to convince her that it is, it's whatever. She gets to live life. It's whatever. It's great. It works. Okay, I see how it is.
You don't have to convince me. It sounds like you're trying to convince yourself.
I don't need to convince myself. In fact, you know, our good faith, since you saved me all those years ago. Wait a minute. Didn't I sail the passage? Didn't I technically save all four?
No, because you made
Great.
us go.
Save the princess. The princess is lost.
But it sounds like you have the princess right now.
I don't have the princess.
Because that's what you're about to say to the Empress.
Yes, I have Anya. She is not the princess, okay? But she could be the princess. She could be if we all believed hard enough. And all stuck with the story. Okay, how about, because, I sealed the passage, and the princess still got lost, so everything I did was for naught. You could make it all up to me somehow?
Sure.
Why don't you come along for the ride? On the train to Paris. Act as, bodyguards. You four are strong, capable individuals. Make sure Anya doesn't get into any trouble. And we'll be fine.
Where will you be?
I mean, I'll come along. Well, I'm coming along with, so is Vladimir. Saying, like, we're just two simple men. We're not warriors or knights, such as this gentleman right here. And he, like, pats you on the shoulder, Ben.
Fine, sure.
Come on.
What can go wrong?
He's like, he kind of pokes. It's like, he kind of gets you all like that big, like, shoulder hug. You know what they do? He goes, it's teamwork.
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 My favorite word. We're working on teamwork.
We are working on teamwork.
I
Well-
think we're getting a lot better at it.
Well, I mean, it can't be too bad of an idea to go along with Dimitri. I mean, maybe Anastasia's grandma will remember us.
That is true.
Maybe we could help figure out what actually happened to the princess.
See, it's all great. I think.
Yes, we will ride this train. I have been on them many times. It will not be a problem.
Great. It'll be amazing, and we can just all be the best of friends, And we can just take a nice train ride together, all of us. When we get there, I mean, once we get the reward, I'm sure I can give you all, small payments for your services and your trust rendered onto me. That acceptable?
Oh, I don't need any money. I just like to help.
Even better.
So, what are you guys, if you're going to Paris, what are you doing here?
Well, I mean, this is where we... we were just searching this area for lost artifacts, trinkets that we could take and help jog the Empress's memory of the princess a little bit more, Maybe give something to Anya to make the Empress convinced that that's her. That stuff. It sounds really bad when I say it out loud, but...
Did you find anything?
Unfortunately not. But it'll be fun. Oh, Paris? Yeah?
Yes, I have never been to Paris. I would love to see Paris.
Great. I also have not been to Paris.
And you would like to see Paris.
Of course.
You know who has maybe been to Paris?
Oh my god, I knew you were gonna say that.
Is Sarah. Anyway, we won't talk about that right now. Okay, so I think Sarah's going to look at the others and like do a little like group huddle moment, like separately from Dimitri and anyone else, and
What
be
the
like,
fuck is a Paris?
it's a place, a city.
Okay.
Do you guys? What do you guys make of this? I'm a little.
Well, the last we saw Anastasia, she didn't make it on the train.
Do you guys
Well-
think that it's her?
Maybe she's nearby?
Well, maybe, and maybe Dimitri's onto something, because didn't Aggie teach us that to do magic you just have to want something and let yourself have it? So if Dimitri believes hard enough that she really is Anastasia, then maybe she is.
I don't think he believes that yet, though. But also, it's been 10 years, so she's probably not, like, in the woods here. But also, didn't the grandmother say something about having Paris? So I guess Paris is an important place to go to either way.
Good point.
I still don't understand what kind of city a place called Paris is like, but
It's a very big city. Lots of people. Very important city.
are there multiple layers of the city? We have to take, like, hover, like, boards and shit like that to go up higher in them.
Excuse me?
Like, the multiple layers in order to go up, we
I
have
mean,
to get on,
there's,
like
elevators
teleports,
built in.
transports.
It's
Like, they hover off the ground and we go higher. It's like an elevator, except it's like an outside elevator with, like,
no, I don't
don't-
think it's that big yet. At least not
Sarah?
when I see it. Yes,
Is a train anything like an airship?
kinda. It's so so Sarah gives this explanation of a train where she's like, it's like a vehicle that's on the ground and it follows a track and it goes pretty fast, faster than a car, but not as fast as an airship.
on a track that seems inefficient.
Well, the idea is you build the track between two places that you go often. People go often, so it goes back and forth.
Can't we just fly?
No. I assume
Okay.
if they're going by train that then they don't have any faster modes of transportation, which means that we also cannot use those faster modes of transportation.
But should we leave the gummy ship here?
That's a good question.
I
think
we
Ben's
might be
gonna
asking
turn-
too many questions.
Should we just go then and assume the gummy ship will be fine?
It always has been before.
You get a
Good point.
flashback to like
Plus, it's mostly under the
waves
snow.
the waves knocking it aside in Moana. You get a flashback to like it sitting, getting rained and poured on by the river and spirited away to fucking crash landing in the.
No.
Well, boys, I've lost it. We're a radar stream now. Turn the mature audience on. You remember getting the Halloween town where it crashed?
Yeah, you know what? I have faith in the gummy ship. It might just be covered with snow, though.
Well, then it'll hide it. No one will find it.
Well, I guess we should go.
Yes.
Goes yeah to the train.
Yes, the train.
Yeah, so yeah, I assume they like go back to Dimitri or Vladimir and is like, yeah, we'll help you, we're ready to go, whatever.
And we do this quick scene cut, and all of a sudden we're on the train.
Woohoo.
See, that was easy. And everyone's kind of dressed. And he's like, well, Anya's kind of looking around, going, I've never been on a train before. And Vladimir's like, here, I'll show you around. He's like, Dimitri, why don't you like sit with our guests and stuff like that, and our other motley crew.
I've never been on a train either.
Neither have I.
Me
Wait a
neither.
minute. I might have been on a train. Ben says suddenly as he's like, I don't know, does it make sense if I've been on a train or not been on a train? He just sits down.
Not this type of train. This is a real fancy train. You can do the steam and the coal. Ooh, yeah, you heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think they're on the train already, right?
Mm-hmm. The train's
It
going.
is.
We cut there,
Going?
yeah.
Okay. Looking at the window, I assume there's windows.
Yep.
Is it like countryside?
Snowing. Yep, it's countryside.
Oh,
It's
and
snowing hard.
Snow everywhere. Wow. I think Sarah just looks out the window.
Oh. You just like longingly, a little sad.
It's
Yeah,
like,
that's worth it.
oh, hands. No. It's okay.
Dimitri's kind of sitting down and like on his oohing and eyeing, and like Dimitri actually like will sit you down like at another like the next area over, because you can only like just so he's private from the rest of you. And while Vladimir is showing Anya around, so I have to ask you. I'm gonna be taking Anya doing babysitter duty and all that. I have to ask though. I mean, you guys look like you're doing pretty well for yourselves. What have you been doing in the last 10 years? I mean, you're obviously in different clothes. Those are pretty nice fur coats.
I thought Leslie was gonna say something because she unmuted.
I was. We're performers.
Oh. Is that why you... And you all look so young. What's your secret? Seriously, it's really
Beauty
weird that you haven't aged in a day.
Good
Yep.
skincare regimen.
And sleep and water. Hydration is key.
Okay.
Alpha's just gonna be like, I'm a bird!
Don't they only have like a life expectancy of like 4 years?
I'm a special kind of bird.
I guess that's good enough. Alright. Good thing we got this nice lap of luxury. We just hang out here. Yeah. We'll be good to go and we'll be in Paris in no time. Oh, we're picking up speed. Even more speed. You hear? Why do you look so surprised? You never been on a train before?
No, that was me at a game. Sarah doesn't look surprised, but I'm like, ooh, ambiance.
Not only does he not question the talking bird, he doesn't question the giant wolf.
Giant wolf.
Giant
She's
wolf.
part of the performance. The
Yeah.
performers. Giant wolves also have a long life expectancy.
Alright, Leslie, I'm going to ask you this once. You could say yes or no. Is Moro in the pet hold? Of the
Yeah,
train?
she's in the cargo. Taking a nap. She's like sprawled out on all of the suitcases and they're taking a nap.
How we managed to sneak that that beast of yours on board, I'll never know.
She's very quiet. It's part of the performance.
And just like sitting down and Anya comes over. So, Dimitri, you never introduced me to your friends. Will they be joining us too? Yes, these are my associates, bodyguards, protector, royal guardsmen themselves. They're of the House Romanov. Did you or not? Kind of like arches an eyebrow.
Yes.
Really? So you saw the house before it fell?
Everything. Yep, we sure did.
I hear that was a very scary time. I can imagine how living that.
It was very scary, yes.
You looks. I just guess I thought maybe. We were jogging my memory. I guess not. Are you sure I might be the Princess Dimitri? Dimitri goes, yes, of course, Anya. I mean, it doesn't matter, but at least I know who your family is. Anya's kind of sitting there like, really, you ever have a memory you just can't, you know it's there, but you just can't, like, grab onto? It's really annoying.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I was about to say, I bet Ben does.
It just felt like something was taken from me. I can't get it back.
I understand. I empathize with that feeling. It is a very awful feeling.
And she kind of looks to. I've never seen a bird quite like you. You've been quite polite, so. Are all people of your kind so well mannered? That's just the word of the birds?
Alpha will Alpha will hop up from his seat and do like a dramatic bow and say, "Yep, all us chocobos are very polite," and then like do an office look at the camera and like as images of his ridiculous and unruly friends flash past the camera.
We just get a quick flashback of like Alpha getting thrown through like a 2x4. We flash back and like, what's a chocobo?
A very rare breed of bird.
That can talk. I heard a parrot that can talk once, and he kind of starts poking and prodding. I guess it's the same way. You're not gonna bite me, are you?
No, that would be mean.
He like scratches under your scruff. What about? And she looks at Sarah, and you.
Alpha will do the little like bird getting pet poof up.
She looks at Sarah. What about you? You look like a princess yourself.
Oh,
Are you some like duchess or lady from?
No, not really. I'm just the same as everyone else here.
Oh, so what do you do? Are you married?
I think she like hesitates for a few moments because I don't think she's.
The orphanage
talking
told me
about.
I should probably find a husband, or else be lost in this. I don't know. It's also 1920s Russia.
Well, that seems pretty meta. I think Sarah says, you know, you should only get married if you want to get married. You know, when you really love someone.
And someone that's worthy of your rank and title. Remember that you could be possibly a princess soon. Who knows?
Well, whoever is worthy of your rank and title is the person that you love. It doesn't matter what their title is.
Oh, I mean, Lady Sarah, you know, understandable. Oh, is there a lord?
Yeah, there's, you know, and she like kind of like gets a little blushy and flustered when she's talking about him, and she's like, yeah, I mean, there's someone I'm married to, and he's like a really great guy.
This is also probably party. This is the first time you're probably hearing about Sarah being married.
Yeah.
There's a distinct eyebrow raise.
Like everyone just turns. It's Sarah. And what about you, San?
Sarah has Alpha's rapt attention.
Are you wet as well, or maybe you're looking or maybe you're looking to meet someone at of royalty or some nobility there, Paris.
Oh, I'm not interested in that. I have a
really?
friend that's close to my heart.
Oh, that's still good. The people that are closest to our hearts they're important to us.
Very much.
I don't think I could possibly really even meet someone at this point. So, kind of understand who I am for really hard decision.
That does make it tough.
If you don't mind me saying, you don't look like you're used to. Are you foreigners? Or are you all from? Natural order.
We are obviously from around here, or else it wouldn't have made sense for us to be at that party 10 years ago. We're just eccentric. It's part of the performance.
Get the you kind of get like you say that and you like you're all sharing some sort of inside joke. And Anya goes, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ugh, I'm actually getting pretty tired myself. Maybe it's time we retired or... Sure. What are you gonna do? All four gonna do for...
Probably rest, make sure that you're safe, talk amongst ourselves.
Look around the train.
Have you enjoyed the train ride so far?
Yeah, I've never been on a train before. It's awesome. So nice and cozy. Definitely the best in style ever.
It is an inefficient mode of travel. He'll just yell. He'll just say very bluntly and then shut up.
You say it's an efficient or inefficient?
Inefficient.
Why is it inefficient? Dimitri's like, yeah, it's the most efficient mode of travel there is these days. Better than boat.
I think San would shoot Ben a look.
Yeah, Sarah like looks at Ben and is like, yes, it's the most efficient form of travel these days.
Yes, and soon someone will invent something better, we all hope.
What could get better than a train?
I don't know, but there has to be something better.
Good point.
It's so slow.
It's better than horseback or boat.
A horseback, yes, horseback.
Well then, I'll see you all in the morning then. You all take care, alright?
Out of character question.
Mm-hmm.
Are there like rooms, like private rooms? Like
I'm
Are they
assuming we probably have a sleeper car of some sort.
Yeah.
okay, so but we like will be close by to her room. It's not like on the other side of the train.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then Sarah will just turn to her and say, sleep well.
Kind of bet you go and goes, yep. I'll sleep well. Thank you. I don't know why, I just felt the need to tell you that.
You're welcome.
That's the bell. I'll see you later. Gonna bid you farewell as the night settle in. And this is kind of like, is this the first time you've ever slept?
We slept at Spirited Away, didn't we? At the bathhouse? Or did we not end up sleeping? I don't think we actually did end up sleeping.
I don't
think we
think
talked
we
about
did.
sleeping.
I
I
don't
don't think
know.
we slept.
Team time was weird there anyway, so
Yeah.
Very true.
I get the feeling time's a little weird here too.
Yeah.
But you definitely didn't sleep during Moana. Oh no, you did. You did sleep during Moana. You went on
we
the
did on the
Oh yeah,
boat.
on the raft. Or on the boat, on the gummy boat. I think San would probably go sleep with Moro in the baggage cart.
You just like, you just open the door when no one's looking, just slip in.
Mm-hmm. And then like curl up in Moro's fur.
I think Ben will actually just post himself outside of...
The freezing cold?
No, on Anya's door!
Oh, okay.
Outside of Anya's card
Just
room
imagine
door.
Ben's on top of the train going like...
Oh,
hate
not yet,
people.
but I can't wait to be on
Grr.
top of this train.
Just prepared for the train fight the moment that it happens.
No,
Ben
I think he'll
gets on
like...
a list, he starts crossing off, get a fight on big moving on.
I think he'll like lean against the wall of the train, like they're just kind of like that, like, you know, look, can you do like that thing?
That cool boy.
Yeah, that cool boy, lean, sleep.
You just close your eyes.
Sarah's gonna sleep for real. I think she'd like, if assuming it's like a sleeper car and there are like beds or whatever, she'll like kind of curl up, and I think she like, she's got her necklace, right? So I think she like holds the pendant a little bit and kind of like just thinks about snow and how much she
The
misses
person,
him.
not the
the husband,
not the precipitation.
not the copious amounts of it outside.
You Alpha, what about you?
I think Alpha is going to stand guard with Ben, but like curl up in a little like bird fluff ball on the floor by his feet.
So, as you all drift off into sleep, you indeed off into sleep, Ben and Alpha begin to feel their lids get heavier and ice drop off. You kind of like pan over. Dimitri and Vlad share a car. Officer sleeping. The guys share one car. The women share the other. Sarah, as you're like sleeping on one of the sleeper beds next to Anya on her bed, Augie's like the snot bubble going in and out. And you kind of wonder yourself. Another one of these. Especially San, who just pulls up, fall asleep. Start to. Moro snore.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot
Moro
of dogs snore.
snores. Yeah.
And with the dogs and wolves tend to snore. Sarah, you find yourself awake. Your eyes kind of sudden in an empty room. Your room is empty. Except for you. One is gone.
Not even Mog, or is Mog still there?
No, Mog's still.
Okay.
He doesn't count.
Okay, so I think if Anya's not there, then she will get up and like open the door for their compartment room, whatever.
Ben and Alpha both. Ben just across the door. Humming himself like Alpha making like bird noise.
Sarah will gently, softly shake them awake, if possible. Did either of you see Anya leave?
No. She left.
And you're like, you jolt yourself
Alpha
awake.
wakes up with a little like bleary quack, and then quack. Anya left. What?
She's not in our room anymore.
That was so quiet. I thought she would have at least awoken one of us.
Real quick, looking like up and down the hall, train, car, I don't know, whatever you call it. Does Sarah see her at all?
You don't see Anya.
Open like room doors?
No, like the
No,
passageway.
between the
Oh,
car
Cars.
compartment.
okay, between the cars. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't wake either of you up, but I guess maybe she went that way?
We should find her.
Yes. And I think Sarah
He's gonna
just
give, like, a-
starts.
Sleepy nod.
And as you begin to follow the trail of You eventually falling to the very back of the tree. She is walking to the final door. Ripping the airing and a drop off.
Anya. No. Oh boy.
Anya, what are you doing?
Launched.
I'm
Can
gonna
we
walk
run up to
faster.
her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worth.
Can I use
Alpha's gonna
force?
run.
Can I use
Alpha's
magic
gonna
to
run-
pull her back
oh.
in?
Oh, that's not a bad
Go ahead
idea
and
either.
cast it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to cast magic. We'll see. Is it mastery?
Yes.
Okay. Ah, alright. Unfortunate. Oh wait, I can spend. Can I do links give me a +1? No.
I don't think so.
I only needed one more. I rolled a 6.
They technically give you. You could get an advantage.
Leaf
but-
bracer
We
it?
can create a small scale retcon. Leaf
Uh,
bracer?
Yeah, you can
I
leaf
gotta get a
bracer it.
7 to leaf bracer.
Oh.
Oh
Oh,
wait.
I know. Hold on. I can use come on, you can do better than that to get you +1.
You would
Yeah,
have
there
to
we
do
go.
that. You would have to do that.
I
like,
mean, I'll
after.
just I can spend a link to get another to get an advantage on it on the
All right,
roll.
so reroll the die and take the.
Yeah, let me
Oh,
tell you,
nice.
I'm gonna get rid of my Cromwell one. Okay, Cromwell.
Which one?
It was D, so
Dylan.
the Dylan.
Dylan
All right, that's
Cromwell.
better. That is a 10.
Cool. You give the go ahead and trying to pull her back.
Yeah, I'm just force moving her in.
Vroom, you pull her back and she goes flying into your arms. You notice that there's a green haze surrounding her eyes. What? And she looks at you, noticing, and she like yells. She goes, "What are you doing?"
He's gonna like go over. You just almost walked outside and like off.
What?
Yeah.
I get it.
I guess you were sleepwalking.
Felt like more than a dream. Oh, that was
Yeah. I think it was maybe more than a dream, but you're okay now. And he's gonna shoot Alpha and Sarah a look of like, to like something weird with the eyes.
And she
Do you want to go back to bed?
I think.
I agree.
And with Sod and Moro quietly sleep.
We close all the doors behind us.
I think that's a good place. But
Oh, of course. Something always happens, Nick.
as we cut
In the dark of the night I was tossing into,
to a world unlike ours,
and the nightmare I had was as bad as can be.
a realm of deep.
It scared me out of my wits. A corpse fall into bits. Then I
You see an old wizened figure in the cloak look up as looking at you through the window. We cut back to the train looking at through the window. Some sort of bat creature. Albino color. No. And the bat takes off and flies, suddenly appearing in this. My lord, my darkest of darkest dark kings, King Rasputin. It's is the girl dead or not? Not? Damn them! Damn them all! I can't be doing this any longer. Are you telling me that... Is it her? Is it her? Her Bartok? Is it, no... Do you think it is? Are you saying is it Anastasia? Yes. What? I gave out my very soul to end the Romanov line, and you're telling me that one of them survived? The youngest girl? Yes? This will not stand. In greatest desire to end the Romanov. As this wizened old man grips this tube of green swirling energy and this glass tube top goes, I think it's time I directly introduce. You tried to lure her like a siren off the train, but it didn't work. Then I will use it a bit more convincing. Yes, but I should tell you, sir, that the more of the people there from last time are there. What? Yeah, the Guardians of Light, as I think that one said. And you kind of you hear the voice. Yeah, Bill Cipherflow interview. Yes, the Guardians of Light. Of course they're back here and a thorn in my side. I transported them 10 years in the future and corrupted the key. Now they're trying to uncorrupt it. If you would have just done your job, Rasputin, we wouldn't be in this situation. Curses, I do not need to take advice from a walking, talking, floating geometry. But sir, we need to take them out too. And we shall. You, floating shape. Mr. Cipher. You better put in your end of the deal. And I'll put in mine. Of course, you'll have the full collection of my powers in the Heartless form. They'll be unable to do anything against them. But you need to do this yourself. I'm not here to show off all my grand strategies just left. Where would the fun in that be? No, exactly. But I will grant you one thing. When you see the triangle hold his hand out and touch the forehead of this wizened man, and energy starts to surge through, and he seems to get stronger and more powerful. Seems to de-age about a couple, but not too many, before a large Heartless emblem appears on his chest. With that, you should have all the darkness in the world and be able to control the world. You can't stop a little girl like that. You don't deserve to be alive, you weakling. And Rasputin goes, "This'll be perfect. I'll crush the legacy of the Romanov family with my very own hands, and these 4 guardians with them. I will reduce 7 to 3. I gotta lean into the Bartok voice way harder. Maybe I do. But sir, what are we gonna do? I don't do this. I feel like we're just gonna get hurt. Bartok, you must, as my servant, or would you rather I transform you back into a lifeless doll? Sir, don't do that. And I think that's the perfect place to end our episode. Kingdom Hearts: The Interstitial War, Episode 9, The Lost. I hope everyone had fun this episode. Sorry, it's been a really long day for me, so I started getting a little bit tired at the end. But this was an exceptional... I really had a lot of fun just with all the roleplay moments. And the more intensity and being able to kind of get everyone in on this, because... And also explore a little bit more about Sarah. I think this was a good episode for Sarah, something we haven't really had yet.
Find out she's married.
Yeah, she's married.
Married.
Happily married.
Did
but,
everyone have
you know,
fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're doing some weird time travel stuff. I
Yeah,
liked how
man.
Sarah got to be like, maybe it happened in the past, but we can still change it.
The
Like,
vision
I
of
the
that.
can't-
timeline is very like wibbly wobbly. If there's anything I know about the timeline.
I can't wait to beat up Bill Cipher.
What?
Agreed.
Beat up me?
Listen,
I don't
just
know.
like,
Amazing.
what is a Bill Cipher? And I'm just like, what is this whole Anastasia movie? I'm like, there's soul bargains?
I'm the coolest. Which song?
That was fun though.
You shadowed in a heartbeat, let me tell you. But okay, before we end, I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank everyone for playing. You all were amazing. I'm gonna let my actors, my cast, do their plugs.
Cool. So actually, this Monday we're taking off for Gehenna Valley. So, don't find me on Gehenna Gaming on Monday. Come back here next Friday, and that's where you'll find me.
You should definitely though. You should definitely watch the replay of the finale if you haven't yet.
It was a good wrap up. Yeah. So I guess to give just a brief, what's gonna happen is we had our last episode this past Monday. Next Monday we're taking off. Then after that is the Q&A question mark? Okay. Yeah, so if you go over to the Gehenna Gaming Discord, we have a form that you can fill out if you want to ask us questions, and we did a season wrap up last season too, so it'll be like the same thing where we go and ask questions or answer questions and talk about moments and stuff. And then the week after that, we're having a prom special, so come back for senior prom.
The final episode of Gehenna Valley.
That'll be the final episode. Anyways, that's all I got.
Hey, I mean that's an intense a lot. That's great. Yeah, Gehenna Valley has been an awesome series. We love Monster Hearts, so Powered by the Apocalypse. You should totally take a check out. The entire first season's on YouTube as well. Episode. And yeah, you should just watch it because it's great and it's a great drama, but also great fun. And cast, they're just like, I love them. Yeah, next person then.
I'm Lucian, and I'm down here under my name, and you can see me here again next Friday. And I'll one day have another thing to plug, but it doesn't look like it's been announced yet, so I cannot plug it yet.
Fuck it.
But I say fuck it.
Say it. Just say it. Wes, am I allowed to say it? Can I say it? I'm gonna tag Wes in this and be like, hey Wes, can I say it? Let me go and plug your stuff, Leslie, while I tag Wes.
So yeah, I'm Leslie. You can find me at my Twitter below. You can also find me in multiple chats as Baltica2GA. You can also see me here on Sundays for Crack the Sky Alpha. And then you can also see me tomorrow for the second episode of Operation Brass Wineglass, a Delta Green actual play. We might be in trouble.
And they can see you next Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna announce it because
that's for you.
We'll
I don't know
get to
everything
me.
about that.
Alpha. But you should also totally watch Crack the Sky. I love it. Great. Boz, Derek, they're amazing. Mac's pretty cool. Joke, I love you too. And I have two members, and also Leslie and Bofon. Good to see fellow cast members. Critique on them.
I guess it's my turn then. Hi, I'm Zeke. I have been Alpha. I'm a mod here on the Twitch under Firefly System. I'm also a mod in the Discord, which you should join because it's awesome and we have a lot of fun there. I'm also the founder and president of We Are Games, a transmedia interactive fiction company, which you can find at the handle below my face on Twitter. And that's all I got.
Okay, then yeah, I think I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say then. Cool. So first thing is that it was announced on Operation Brass Wine Glass, right? That there's gonna be another actual play starting on Carrion Comfort soon. That our good friend Ben is running. It's called Heart the City Beneath. Got some great vibes to it. I'm not gonna explain it fully because title, that's it. But the cast is relatively unknown yet, so I'm alone for now. But Ben do that one. Leslie is also gonna be Thursday, so where you can find me at. You can find me here on Fridays. Pretty soon I'll be running some Mondays. I will be doing the series to Gehenna Valley. You know, loosely connected, same worlds, similar location, but a lot different in its vibe. As if just to make sure it's a different show. So don't think of it as Gehenna Valley season. Not unfortunately. It is not that. Entirely new show. But next Thursday we'll be starting a 2-shot of Monster Hearts, known as Untitled Game, that I haven't really decided yet on the title because it's kind of complicated because I have like I'm impossible to please. Yeah, something like that. It's great. Leslie's gonna be in it. A few other people I haven't announced yet are gonna be in it. It's gonna be fun. It's also because it's setting, which is for a new Monster Hearts supplement I'm writing and planning to release on Drive-Thru RPG, known as Weird Play People, Weird Places. Awesome. You get 4 different new skins. You get 4 different new settings that are broken down, each with custom moves and full explanations and like adventure hooks and story plots. It's just a great, place to get. It's a great product to get if you're starting off in Monster Hearts and you want to like play some new skins, or even if specifically if you get it for the settings, so you have like a guideline to run Monster Hearts. Maybe your first time in seat, want to use something. It's awesome. It's amazing. Or maybe not so amazing. I toot my own horn, but it's been a passion project of mine. Really happy to finally be releasing a full like actual supplement project of my own, not something that's just like a fan project like I did with the conversions for the Forgotten skins. So yeah, check it out next Thursday. It's a 2-shotter, so it's Thursday after April 1st as well. It's gonna be great. Tune in. Definitely much more heavier and hardcore Monster Hearts than probably people are. Yeah, so enjoy that. Get your boots on, get your comfy pajamas on, and sit there and watch it. But if that's not your thing, you have next Friday to watch Kingdom Hearts: The Interstitial War. We are here every Friday. The only day we've missed so far for VHC, and we will not miss anymore. It's been a great ride so far. We have a handful of episodes left. We are approaching the end of season 1, then we'll be a couple months break. We're hopefully starting off with season 2. We'll see. Should be though. I think it'd be a shame to end the story at the middle point. Some shows don't get that. All right, I love y'all. Lucian just accidentally logged out, so it's just the 4.
I'm technically back.
Oh, you are technically here, but we just.
But you can't see me.
Oh, because okay. You know what? Just for this, well, I'm ending the stream anyway. So
Yeah, just know that I'm here and I love you all.
thank you. I appreciate it. Everyone, have a good night, rest of your night. Enjoy yourself. Chill out. Hug your family members. Was that the heart? Okay, cool. Remember, I thought it was. What did I think it was before? You're muted, Leslie. I can't hear you. Muted. You're muted.
Leslie, you're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, I said I was gonna keep it that way. This is not money. This is a heart.
I thought it was like
Oh.
cha-ching, cha-ching, get that money.
I would use more of my hand, I think.
Oh, and look out for the new shirt coming soon. Gonna be some really cool stuff, and we're probably gonna announce more shirts too, depending on if it's successful. But yeah, please, all the proceeds of all of our shirts, go directly to the show. what we use to get really cool art made of us without having to dip into our own funds, as well as, you know, just support the show any way we can and support the people playing in it. Good night. Have a great one. Remember, Kingdom Hearts, there's a light that will never go out. As long as we have that light, comfort will come soon.
You can't see me, but
He's there.